Jeff Jacob. You probably don't know the name, but he is a toy collector. Mostly Star Wars, but some other things. G.I. Joe, Mask, Ghostbusters, here and there. Who knows what else he has in his collection, or had in his collection. Sold a bunch of it off. We looked at part 1 a few months ago. Today we're going to look at part 2, and we're going to see the top 10 highest selling items, the top 10 lowest selling items, and then 10 items I just think you want to take a look at. Let's go. Guys, it's time for another video. Today we're going to talk about the Jeff Jacob collection right here. I was hoping to do a video more on the day that it ended, but I was at the Star Wars Con in Nashville, ICC, where I got to meet Jeff. Yeah, I got to shake his hand. Let me tell you, Jeff, this guy looks like a winner all over. You know, he looks like he works out, looks like he eats right, collects some damn good Star Wars toys. Probably got a beautiful wife and cute kids, a nice house. I hate Jeff Jacob. I'm just playing, Jeff. Jeff, he seemed like a really great guy. In fact, he was like a rock star at the toy convention or in the dealer's room. I heard people all over talking about, oh, when Jeff gets here, I'm going to ask him this. Oh, I got this R2D2. It's the rare one. There's only 4 of them made on this back card. I'm going to ask him about it. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. And I saw him once, and I couldn't even hardly talk to him. People was just talking to him. I saw him signing an autograph. He signed an autograph in this book. Okay, I moved on now. But we're going to look at my buddy, Padawan Collector. My buddy Padawan Collector, he did a video on this, and I said, well, I'm not going to do it. He's already done it. I don't want to be a hack. I don't want to do something he's already done. I didn't watch his video yet, but I'm sure he touched on some of the high sellers. But to make it different, I thought we would look at the top 10 lowest ones, and then 10 I just wanted to kind of bring up. Now, before you say, who is this Jeff guy? What's his collection? So what? Let's take a video really quickly and look at some of the stuff in his collection.
Hey Jeff, tell us what we're doing here today.
Selling my collection.
That belongs in a museum.
I hate Jeff Jacob. Whew. When I say hate, I mean I'm jealous. Jealous of Jeff Jacob. Man, that is some good stuff. And apparently he's still buying stuff, because when I talked to him at the con, he was still looking around. So he still has his loose collection and still buying stuff. So that's good to know. And you're thinking, well, here's a guy, he's probably got it all. He's got enough money to buy all this stuff. Probably got a nice house, beautiful wife, beautiful kids. I hate Jeff Jacob. But he's got it all, right? What's he going to do? He just made over $1 million. Over $1 million. Well, he's donating the money. Yeah, this guy's got it all. Beautiful wife, beautiful kids, beautiful house, beautiful toy collection. So much money, he donates it away. Oh, is there anything this guy can't do? I hate Jeff Jacob. No, I'm just joking. I love Jeff Jacob. Seems like a really great guy when I talk to him. Just having fun here. And he did donate it. Here's part 1. See where he donated to? Man, I'm not exactly sure what that is, but I'm going to put a link in the description. Maybe you want to donate also. Maybe you want to find more about that charity. If this is who he's going to donate to part 2, I'm not really sure, but I might give you an update if I come across it. But first, before we look at the high and the low of the auction, let's look at 10 items that I just thought you guys might like to take. These ain't like highest money it's made or lowest or anything. Just 10 of them I thought we would talk about. So let's start right here. This is the R2D2 stuffed toy in the Star Wars box. You know, the box is set at the store. Who ever thought this thing would have been something that would stay? I mean, this is cardboard. That's what I'm trying to say. Who would have thought this thing would stay in mint condition? Now, this had to be found somewhere. Somebody didn't ever make it to the sales floor or something. Crazy. I've seen the stuffed animal, or I guess stuffed toy, but I've never seen the box before. Oh, there's the kid on the back. You know it's from the 70s. You can see that bowl haircut. All right, how much did this sell for? $4,290. Now, these prices I'm giving you is the winning price. This is not counting on the fees that Hank's auction takes. So this is I guess what Jeff is getting out of it. $4,290. And check this out. Oh, a 6-pack for a real man. Now, these 6-packs are hard to find. This 6-pack is graded at a 90. And All his stuff is graded top notch, like some of the highest grades I've ever seen. But here it is right here. As you can see, it comes with 6 figures. And I don't know who had that. I don't remember anybody had this as a kid. But this is pretty cool. It's one of the things I really have never really seen except online. And the winning bid for this one was $3,301.10. And check out this right here. This is crazy that this thing even survived. It's just a little thing you put on the toy shelf at the toy store with a tear pad so you can enter this contest. Crazy, right? I can't believe it. It's graded. He actually got this thing graded at an 80. And that's one of the highest examples of this thing ever graded. Who would have thought this thing would have survived almost 50 years? And it sold for $3,300. And check this out, the Empire Strikes Back display arena. This is the thing you would send it off for, get it, be a little base, you put your figures on it, have a backdrop. It's graded at an 80. There's only 3 of them known to exist that has a grade this high. 80. Crazy, right? And it sold for $2,000. And check this out. The green limb Chewbacca. Now they call it green, but it's not really green. It's the arms and the legs are slightly different color or different mold, and the color looks different. And the gun has a greenish tint when you hold it to the light. I thought this was only available in the early bird set or the early Star Wars cards. I didn't even know it made it all the way to Empire. And I know you're thinking, you look at this thing just faded over time. What are you talking about? It ain't green. But yeah, it is green, but it's extremely rare. This is graded at 85, and only 2 examples exist with a grade that high. And it sold for $2,310. And here's another cool one right here from Powell Toys. The Emperor Miller. Got the Emperor, got the box he came in, and he even has the little ad that tells you about the Emperor and how to get it free. Crazy. I always like that picture of Darth Vader on this thing, because look, he has a Kenner lightsaber in his hand. And that sold for $300. And let's look at something not from Star Wars. Micronauts from 1977. I can remember my brother had these. They were so much fun to play with. It's one I've always thought about doing a video on, and after all these years, I still hadn't done a full video on these things. I need to get off my ass. Damn, I'm lazy. But here it is, Time Traveler, and it sold for $605. And how about this from Terror Toys? Transformer carrying case. Now I've done a video about carrying cases, and I think I've done a whole video about Terror Toys, Terror, Atara, however you say it. But here's right here. It sold for $440. Here's the diecast TIE Bomber. Probably one of the most famous of the diecast series is this one right here, the TIE Bomber. It was thought to be just released in test markets, but I did a video debunking that myth a long time ago. But here it is, the TIE Bomber. It sold for $3,750. And let's look at another one. The Dewback. Yep, the Patrol Dewback. In the Empire Strikes Back box. Canada box, that is. Now, as most of you know, this is a Star Wars toy. That's one of the few toys that didn't cross over from movie to movie. Although they did bring it back around 1984 for a collector series box with the Star Wars logo. But this is an Empire Strikes Back box. It sold for $6,600. Whew. See all that good stuff? What a collection right there. And that's just 10 things I picked out. We haven't even looked at the high and the low. So let's look at the 10 things that went the cheapest. Still went for a lot of money, but let's take a look at them. Starting at number 10, a G.I. Joe figure. Sneak Peek, or as the character's name, Owen S. King, the son of the famous horror author Stephen King. Stephen King, of course, worked on the figure Crystal Ball. Did a video about that if you didn't see it. Man, from what I remember, this is Hasbro's way of thanking Stephen King by naming a toy after his son. And it sold for $280.50. Again, I'm looking at the prices of the highest bid, not with the extra percentage that Hank's auction gets. Number 9 is Battle Bones from the Masters of the Universe collection. I never even had this one as a kid. I collected a lot of He-Man stuff. I know, I call it Masters of the Universe, but I called it He-Man toys. And I didn't ever have this one. Maybe you did. The header on this one has been folded over, so it's not 100% mint. It's graded at a 70. It sold for $275. Number 8, also from the Master Universe collection, Rio Blast. I never liked this figure. I think he came along late in the line. I don't really remember him until I got older, but I was like, he just looks like the guy your dad says he's going to go work out with. But they never actually make it to the gym. They just go down to the park downtown and sit in the car. What they do in the car, I don't know. but that's who he reminds me of. The Blaster here is yellow, so it doesn't have a really huge grade. Again, like the last one we looked at, the grade is 80. And it's sold for $275. Let's get back to Star Wars and look at number 7, the Play-Doh Wicked Ewok set. Yeah, somebody actually wanted this thing. I ain't got much more to add here. It's graded at an 80 and sold for $269. Let's leave Star Wars again and look at Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Here's Leonardo, graded at an 80. It's the hard head variant. I'm not a Ninja Turtle collector, so I guess the head is hard, unlike He-Man's head where you can squeeze it. The card is unpunched. It's graded at an 80 and sold for $254.44. Now let's start the top 5 of the lowest bidding items, and we look at a mass figure, the Adventure Pack Venom Revenge Miles Mayhem. Ooh, that's a lot to say. Graded at 85, sold for $253. At number 4, we have another Ninja Turtle figure right here, Metalhead series. Yeah, Metalhead, graded at an 80, sold for $242. At number 3, it's Ninja Turtle once again, Donatello, Series 1 of 10. Also with a grade in 80, it's sold for $231.31. Now into the top 2, Super GoBots. Now I've heard of GoBots, but I never heard of Super GoBots. And here is Leader 1, graded at an 85, sold for $220. And the lowest item of them all comes from the Mask series. A lot of you guys love the Mask toys. Here's the Adventure Pack Jungle Challenge Mat Tracker, graded at an 85. It's sold for $183.70. I can't even really afford stuff on the low end. But we've looked at the lowest stuff. We've looked at 10 cool stuff. But you know what we haven't really dug into yet? The top 10 money makers. The one that's so man, some of this stuff will cost more than a house. It's crazy. I know damn sure will cost more than my car. Let's look at the top 10 highest bidded items there is. That's going to be a lot of fun and make you wish that you did more with your life and had more money. Then maybe you would have muscles and good looks and a great toy collection and beautiful kids and beautiful wife and a beautiful... Oh, Jeff Jacob. Oh, Jeff Jacob. Jealous of Jeff Jacob. Let's start with number 10. It's not even a Star Wars toy. It's from the G.I. Joe collection. Attack Vehicle. Heavy Artillery Laser. This is a Sears exclusive. It's sold for $11,000. $11,000. That's not even counting the Hank's auction fee. Some husband sleeping in the doghouse tonight. Now let's look at number 9, and we're back into Star Wars with a Lily Ladd Star Wars Return of the Jedi action figure of Reyes. 30 back card, graded at an 80, which is known to be the highest graded of this figure ever. It's sold for $12,085.70. And we're not done there. We have another Lily Ladd Star Wars Return of the Jedi figure. This one, Squid Head. Yeah, there were a couple of people out there getting into a bidding war over Squid Head. Whoever thought you'd live to see the day? Again, highest graded ever known to exist, sold for $13,234. And at number 7, Star Wars Action Display, graded at an 80. This thing wasn't sold just anywhere. It wasn't really an exclusive, but only the big retailers carried this item right here. And it sold for $14,025. And at number 6, we have a Jawa, a vinyl cape. You know who's going to be on this list somewhere. Here he is with a 12 back, graded at 85. Sold for $15,398. Oh, and 90 cents. Can't forget that 90 cents. Let's start off the top 5 with Darth Vader's TIE Fighter. I always thought it was funny they put his little head on the box. I don't know why that always made me giggle as a kid, and still today makes me kind of laugh. I guess it was so kids walking by would know it was Darth Vader's TIE Fighter and not just some random TIE Fighter. But here it is graded at an 85, which is the highest grade known so far. One thing that always struck me about this box, look at that Darth Vader sitting in this thing. This photo must have been done before the Darth Vader figure was made. So somebody just made a cardboard figure of Darth Vader and stuck it in the box. It sold for $18,000. Number 4, Boba Fett mail-away envelope and figure, graded at 85. Again, highest grade known to mankind. Sold for $18,700. And now the top 3. Power of the Force, Yak Face. Another one you probably knew would be on this list. 92 back Yak Face right here on a Canadian Kenner card. Again, highest grade known to man. It sold for over $20,000. $20,116 and 80 cents.
Wow, that's a lot of potatoes.
And now number 2 from the Return of the Jedi collection, Jabba the Hutt. What? Wait, huh? This thing was number 2? Yep. Jabba the Hutt playset graded at an 85. Again, the highest known grade so far. It's one of the highest known grades. Only 9 examples are graded by FAA at 85. So what did it sell for? $33,000. So we got one more. What was the highest bidding item from the Jeff Jacob collection? Man, and how much did it go for? Well, I'll give you a hint. That's right, it's Darth Vader related. Let's take a look. Darth Vader 12-back double telescoping action figure. This is the lightsaber that pulls out again. That little tip at the end also pulls out. It sold for $110,250. Again, that's not taking into consideration the money that the auction company gets. Counting in their fees, $130,095. Well, that's a look at part 2 of the Jeff Jacob collection. Oh, at Hank's auction. Man, what some great stuff. Man, what makes me wonder why he sold it. I should have asked him when I ran into him, but probably just getting older and said, I don't want my kids to be burdened with this. Let me get rid of it and donate this money. Again, he's not keeping all the money. He might be keeping some of it, I'm not sure. But he's donating a lot of it, I know, to charity. So that's a great guy right there, man. Jeff, man, great looking guy. Great body, looks like he works out. Great house, great wife, great kids. Great toy collection. Is anything Jeff Jacob does it's not great? He even knows how to sell the stuff right. Again, don't take me too serious. I'm just giving Jeff a hard time. It was nice to meet Jeff out there. It was nice to look at this collection. Padawan collector, why did you beat me to this? Maybe that's why you didn't show up at the convention. If I stayed home, I could have beat you to it. But I'll Padawan collector. Check him out. Thank you guys for watching. I guess that's it. We'll be back tomorrow with another video.
Hey, Junkman channel popping though.
Thank you, sir, for that unsolicited testimony.